Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'll be showing you how to change the engine air filters on an Audi A6. In this particular variant we have the S6 with 5.2 V10, but what I'm about to show you is applicable for the V6 3.2 FSI and the V8 4.2 FSI. So regardless of which Audi A6 you have, if it's the V6, V8 or V10 as in this case, you'll need to start disassembling the air boxes. So we'll start with the air ducting. On the other A6s you only have one air box, so you'll need to remove only one side of the only one air ducts. But on mine I have two air boxes, so I'll be removing both. So what you need to start doing is, first things first, these air ducts here on the front, they're held by these T30 screws. You need to remove them, and then I'll show you how to remove the ducting on either side. So the screws are actually T20s, so not T30s, but with all of the little screws removed. Put them in a safe location, somewhere where they'll not get lost. What you need to do now is just take this duct, put it to the side. Now this duct is already unscrewed, so we can just slide it out of the engine bay. Put the duct somewhere safe. And now same procedure on the other side. Slide this one out as well. Okay. So the next thing is, I will need to loosen the clamps on these ducting pipes. In my case, on either side. On the other models, like I said, you only have one, so you only need to worry about the one. You'll need a flathead screwdriver to do that. Just loosen them, and I'll show you here. There are some vacuum lines coming to this duct. I'll show you how to disconnect them. I'll do this off camera because I need both hands, and I'll show you how to disconnect the vacuum lines on the back. With the clamps loosened on either side, all you need to do is grab the ducting and just wiggle it out. As you can see, it requires a little bit of force, but it just comes right out. If one of the clamps stayed somewhere, just take it out, put it back on the ducting, because if that thing falls in the engine bay, you have a bad time trying to find it and take it out. So one out. Now on this side, like I said, there are some vacuum lines coming from the back. So what you need to do is pull it here in the front, remove it from the front first. It came unloosened from the back first, but anyway. So now it's unhooked from either side. Just twist it up, and you see here there are two vacuum lines right here. So one is right here. Mine actually came undone because the clamp on mine is a little bit broken. As you can see, you just need to squeeze from either side. I'll show you when it's removed. And here is the other one right here. Just squeeze and remove like this. Show you the bottom line. The bottom vacuum line, you just need to squeeze like this, and it will come right out. This one right here is much the same. It's just the squeezing part looks a little bit different. And like I said, mine is broken on the one side, so it doesn't really stay. And when I tried to wiggle out the ducting, it just came right off. But this is it. When you're putting back the duct, just don't forget to connect those vacuum lines as well. Otherwise you have a rough running engine and rough idle. Okay, so now with both the ducts removed, you have here on the S6 at least but on the other ones you have probably something similar. We have a hose that's attached to the airbox. This hose is actually, it goes to the expansion tank, so it's a coolant hose. This is for the overflow. Just take that out of the way. With that done, it will be actually, I think, easier to show you on the other side. It's just a little bit more light. So on either airbox you have 3 Phillips head screws, one here, one right here where I'm pointing at, and one right there. On mine it's missing, but you have 3. Loosen those. They are actually retained by this top plastic part, so they won't come out of the way. Just loosen them, and I'll show you how to remove the air filters. I have loosened the screws on either side, as you can see, and now all you need to do is grab the airbox right here and pull it straight up. You can see there are these little pegs on the bottom, and these go into the bottom part of the airbox. I'll show you when we remove these to the sides where exactly they go. Grab this one as well, put it to the side. Here you have the little pegs again, and as you can see, this is where they connect when you go to reinstall them. So now what you need to do is clean up any garbage that's inside the air boxes. You can see this one is quite clean, the other one was not that much. Here, if you ever need to replace the master airflow sensors, they're actually part of the airbox assembly. They're right here. The S6 has 2, the other, the V6 and the V8 only have 1, but they're exactly the same ones, and the procedure to remove them will be again exactly the same. One more thing to note is you have this little cutout in the airbox. This is where the wiring for the master airflow sensor goes. As you can see, there is this little rubber grommet. Try not to lose that. On this airbox, as you can see, I have it, but on the other one right here it's missing. I wasn't able to find a replacement one, so just be careful with those. And also for the reassembly, make sure you don't pinch the wires when putting the airbox back together. So just very gently align the wire so it goes through that little spacing. Okay, so now here we have the dirty air filters. There's some bugs and other garbage all around them. I'll take out the new ones, show you the comparison between the old and the new, and I'll also show you how to replace them. Here is one of the new air filters. I went with the Fabis this year round. Last year I bought some cheaper versions. Actually, they're pretty much identical, so it doesn't really matter. This year though, I decided to treat myself with some quote-unquote better quality ones. If they're actually better quality ones, I can't really say, because they look exactly the same. But this is what the filter looks like. And let's see if they have a part number here for me to show you. If they don't, I will put the part number in a notation right here in the video. I can't really see a part number, so an Audi original part number here, just a reference. So I'll find it and I'll just put it as a notation on the video right here. Anyways, so that's one of the filters. And the way you remove the old filters is actually quite simple. So all you need to do is you see this little hook here, this big plastic hook. What you need to do is grab the filter on this side and simply slide it out of there. The filter is rubberized on the bottom, so you'll find some resistance when doing that. Let's see if this makes it easier. So yeah, You just need a little bit of force and then turn it to the side and it comes right out. You can see this filter doesn't look that bad, looks decent. It's a year-old filter, and the car hasn't actually been driven that much in the meantime, but you can see it's getting darker inside and there are some bugs, so it's actually doing its job. Clean up any garbage that is accumulated here in the airbox. Like this. And now for the new filter, just grab that and align the opening of the filter with the mass airflow sensor. Squeeze it in, and now just need to hook it back to this hook right here. So that's it, and that's pretty much the installation. I have to do that on the other side as well, and I will show you the reassembly procedure for the airboxes. Now we can put back in the top part of the box, of the air intake box, with the engineer filters. Like I said before, make sure this wiring harness goes through this notch right here, on the other side respectively, otherwise you'll mesh in the wires and you'll have a problem with the mass airflow sensors. These pegs right here, they need to go in these little cutouts on the bottom side of the air intake box. So like I said, grab the box and carefully put it back in. You will feel when everything's making contact. As you can see here on mine, the wiring came undone. Now it is making perfect contact, so I can start tightening the little Phillips head screws. I'll put the top part of the air intake box on the other side. I'll tighten the screws and I'll show you how to put everything back together. You can see I've already reattached the ducting on the driver's side. Now I'll need to put back in the one on the passenger side. And I'll show you here are again the little cutouts for the vacuum lines. When you have this like this way, oriented this way, you can clearly see that this one goes to the bottom port and this one goes to the upper port. So what you need to do is carefully reattach these first to the ducting and only then put the ducting back in place. You can also try to do it without them attached, but then it will be a little bit more difficult to attach them back in. But let's see if we can manage that here with one hand like this. Is it going in? Yeah, it's going in. Just give it a little twist. This vacuum check valve, it shouldn't be coming off like this. Mine is just a little bit broken, so that's why it tends to unsnap itself. Not a big deal, but now we can also go ahead and reattach both of the vacuum lines. I'll need both hands to do that, and I'll show you the next steps after that. Now when the airbox is both assembled, it's time to put in the ducting that comes from the front, that takes in the fresh air. If you have an S6 and you have an airbox on the driver's side, be very mindful of the hood latch cable that runs through here and connects right here, right there to the hood latch, because if you are not, you can really easily disconnect the cable from the hood latch itself, and then you won't be able to open your hood anymore. So yeah, the cable needs to run underneath the ducting, and so when you go to put it back in, just slide it over the cable itself. I'll need both hands in order to do that, but that's pretty much it. I'll put also the one on the other side and little ducts that go from this one to the airbox, and the same on the other side. I'll show you when everything's done. Now, as you can see, everything's put back together. Everything's installed on either side. Just be mindful of the screws, don't go crazy tight with them. They just need to be hand tight enough so that these little ducts don't rattle around. If you go too tight, then you'll break the plastic. So that's pretty much it. If you like the content, give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing for more videos like this. See you in the next one.